of you can give your attendance in the chat box. Okay, so we have completed 3 chapters before, right? So I hope you don't have any doubts from those chapters. If you have any doubts from those 3 chapters that we have completed, you may kindly ask. Okay, the 3 chapters that are completed. From those chapters, if you have doubts, please come forward. So this is a new chapter. This chemical control and coordination. This is about the endocrine gland. Okay, so before going into the topic, we have to understand what uh, control and coordination means. So in in our body, that every organ or every part of your body needs to coordinate. What is coordinate? That is means it needs to sync or coordinate. What is coordinate? Do you know what is coordinate? What is coordination? For example, you are let's say you're playing like with a ball. Okay, catch. You're playing that. So what happens? Your eyes see the ball coming towards you, right? Your eyes, they see the ball coming towards you, send signals to the brain, and the brain, they send signals to your hand to catch the ball, right? So what if your brain, your eyes, and your hands, muscles of your hands, they do not coordinate, you won't be able to catch the ball, right? So all those 3 organs and many nerves, what to say, related with that. So all those organs and all those uh, nerves, if they don't coordinate amongst each other, then you won't be able to catch the ball. You won't be able to play. When someone will hit a ball at you, it will hit your face. Okay, you won't be able to catch it because if coordination does not take place. So coordination is very essential. Okay, so that control and coordination in the body is very essential, not only for playing games or whatever it is, but for doing each and every activity. Okay, for example, reading also. Reading, while reading, you have to see through your eyes, then it will be processed in your brain, then it will come out through your mouth, right? The voice, the speech. So everything it needs to coordinate. Otherwise, you will just keep on looking and looking. You won't be able to speak. So that is coordination. That means everything needs to sync. Everything needs to, for example, for the functioning of a mobile phone. In fact, for just the functioning of a mobile phone, each and every processor is there. Then internal, whatever the hardware things are there, your what to say, disk drives and everything. So all those, your touch screens, everything, those all need to coordinate amongst each other, and then only it can function. For example, your processor stopped working, will your mobile be active? Will your mobile be functioning? No. For example, your processor is working all fine, but your touch screen stopped responding, will it be functioning? No. So that means each and every part of the phone needs to work together in order to function. Same way in our body also, each and every part, each and every organ needs to work together in order to function. Okay, that is coordination. So in our body there are two uh, system, means control and coordination. There are two systems. Okay, one is chemical control and coordination, one is neural control and coordination. Okay, we have both the chapters, that is chemical control and coordination is this chapter, and then there is one more chapter, that is neural control and coordination. If you have seen the syllabus, you will you might have probably seen it then. there is a chapter known as neural control and coordination. And this is chemical control and coordination. So under control and coordination, there are two systems. One is chemical control and coordination, and one is neural control and coordination. Okay, so now what is chemical control and coordination? Control and coordination, all of you, I have explained right now what is control and coordination. Now what is chemical control and coordination? Chemical control and coordination is done by hormones. Okay, just remember, hormones, these chemicals, here we are talking of the chemicals are nothing but hormones. Okay, hormones, all of you know hormones in your body, right? Insulin is a hormone. Can you name some more examples of hormones? One is insulin, okay. Then hormones example. This chapter is all about hormones and the glands which secretes the hormones and all. Okay, this chapter is all about that. So you need to know what is hormones, what function each hormone does, and everything. Can you name some hormones? Please speak up. If you don't know, say don't know. Or if you just try to attempt, it may be wrong. You'll be soon having offline classes, I presume. So this will not work. Behind the screen, you can just sit with a sellotape in your mouth, but in offline classes, you won't be able to do that. So tell me, one or two hormones. People, I have taken class of students that are younger than you. They also know what are hormones and can give examples of hormones. It is a shame if you don't know the name of a hormone. I am giving you an example, that is insulin. Yes, estrogen. Okay. Estrogen is a hormone, okay.
Testosterone.
Testosterone is a hormone. Yes. Okay. So there are many hormones in your body, okay? There are many hormones. We will get to know about most of the hormones and what are the function of each hormone, okay? So but before that, where does this hormone come from? Okay, so these hormones, they are released from glands. Okay, mostly endocrine glands. Here you can see this endocrine glands. So the hormones, they are released from endocrine glands. Okay, just remember the fact. No hormones can be released from these other glands. Okay, the hormones, they are released only from endocrine glands. Okay, so what is a gland? This is the definition for gland. Is written here the definition for gland. So gland is nothing but it is an organ, and that particular organ needs to release hormones or other substances. Okay, a particular organ is called a gland when it releases some substances or hormones. Okay, or other substances. Not only hormones but other substances also. If they release certain substances, that particular gland or particular organ is known as a gland. Okay, so example of gland I'll give you. Uh, One is, you can say, let me say a very common gland. Okay, salivary gland. All of you have heard of salivary gland? Saliva in your mouth for digestion required. Yes. So the saliva, it comes out from the salivary gland. Okay, so salivary gland is a gland, and the substance that comes out of the salivary gland is the saliva. All of you have heard of saliva. All of you know what is saliva. So that is a type of gland. Okay, salivary gland is a type of gland. It does not form any. It does not secrete any hormone. Even though doesn't secrete any hormone, it is known as a gland because it secretes substances. That is, the substance is saliva. Okay, let me name a gland which secretes hormone. That is thyroid gland. Okay, that is thyroid gland. In thyroid gland, it releases a hormone thyroxine T3 T4 hormones. Okay, Then there is pituitary gland, then there is thymus gland, many other glands are also there. We will discuss about each one in detail. So, gland is basically an organ which produces substances. Okay, it may be substances, it may be hormones, it may be any other substance. Okay, so that is known as a gland. So, gland are basically of three types. You can see the names here. One is endocrine gland, one is exocrine gland, and one is heterocrine gland. So there are three types of gland. One is endocrine gland, then exocrine gland, and heterocrine gland. What we discuss about endocrine gland? One thing we know about endocrine gland is that endocrine gland releases hormone. Okay, endocrine gland releases hormone. The hormones are released by endocrine glands. Just remember the fact. So these are the three types of gland. We'll discuss about each one. But mainly the chapter is all about the endocrine glands only. Okay, because in the name you can see chemical coordination endocrine glands. So this chapter is all about endocrine glands. Why endocrine glands? Because I told that chemical control and coordination. This chemical is the hormones, and hormones are released by only endocrine glands. That is why this chapter is all about the endocrine glands. But before going into the endocrine glands, we need to know a little bit about the other two glands, that is exocrine gland and heterocrine gland. All of them just give your whole numbers if we have not given. Just don't give 2, 3, 4 times, many times. Only once. It's difficult for me to choose if you give multiple times. Okay, so endocrine glands. Now, endocrine glands are also known as ductless glands. Okay, just remember it. Endocrine glands are also known as ductless glands. Why ductless glands? Because they do not have any ducts. Now, what are ducts? Ductless means they do not have any duct. Okay. So what is a duct? Duct is nothing but tubes. Okay, you can just imagine duct to be a tube. It is sort of a tube. Okay, since these endocrine glands do not have any tubes, which are known as ducts, they are known as ductless glands. Okay, and the second point we have already discussed that the secretions, endocrine glands, they releases hormone, and the secretions of endocrine glands, they are known as hormones. Endocrine glands, they secrete hormones. Example of endocrine glands, I have mentioned thyroid gland, pituitary gland, thymus gland, adrenal gland. These are the examples of endocrine glands. Okay, this is the definition for hormone. What is a hormone? If it is asked, then you have to write this one. So, one more thing, hormone, it is known as chemical messengers. Okay, hormones are also known as chemical messengers. Why hormone is known as chemical messenger? Hormone is known as chemical messenger because for one thing that is, it is a chemical, right? It is a chemical. And the second is that it relay messages from one place to the other. It relay messages. That is why it is known as messenger. Messenger, all of you know, in Facebook also we have a messenger. It relays messages, right? The same thing that is done by hormones in our body. It relays messages. And since it is a chemical, it is known as chemical messenger. So hormones are known as chemical messengers. And hormones are released by So hormones are known as chemical messengers and hormones are released by endocrine glands. And endocrine glands, they are also known as ductless glands. You need to just remember all those three facts. Okay, but the definitions you need to memorize. So this is all about endocrine glands. First thing, just don't forget that endocrine glands, they do not have any ducts. Whatever that is released from those glands, it is directly released into the bloodstream. Okay, it is directly released into the bloodstream. It does not have to go through any ducts. Okay, so like there is the gland, and from the gland, the secretion it comes out from the surface, from the walls of the gland. Okay, and it is mixed with the bloodstream. It does not go through any ducts or any tubes. It does not come out of any tubes. But in the case of exocrine gland, they have ducts or they have tubes. Okay, sometimes it might be asked to write the differences between endocrine, exocrine, heterocrine glands. Okay, so then you have to write. First thing is that endocrine glands, they do not have any ducts, and that's why they are known as ductless glands. So they do not have any ducts. But exocrine glands, they have ducts. Okay, and their secretions, they do not release hormones. Okay, hormones are only released by endocrine glands, but those exocrine glands, they do not release any hormones. They release secretions, other secretions, such as saliva. One is that saliva. Then there is sweat from the sweat glands. Okay, salivary gland is an exocrine gland. Then sweat gland is also an exocrine gland. All the salivary gland, and from the salivary gland there is a salivary duct. Okay, in the salivary gland there is a salivary duct, and the saliva, it comes out from those ducts, through those ducts. Okay, same way for sweat glands also. The what to say? The sweat, it comes out through sweat duct. There is a duct involved. Okay, so exocrine glands, we have ducts. And now comes about heterocrine gland. So heterocrine gland, it is a little bit different than both the glands. Okay, for endocrine gland, we already discussed that it does not have any ducts and it produces hormones, right? And for exocrine gland, it has ducts and it produces some other secretions, but it does not form any hormones. But for the heterocrine gland, it is a mixture of both the glands. Okay, heterocrine gland is a mixture of endocrine as well as exocrine gland. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, before that, uh, endocrine, this heterocrine gland will have endocrine part as well as exocrine part, right? So, what it will contain means it will have an area where there is a duct, as well as it will have an area where there is no duct and it produces hormone. Okay, so the endocrine part of the heterocrine gland, the endocrine part will not have any ducts and it will form hormones. Okay, it will produce hormones. And the exocrine part will have ducts. Okay, one example is testis, ovary. Testis for the males and ovary for the females. Testis, that produces sperm, right? All of you know. Testis, it produces sperm. Ovary, it produces egg or ovum. Okay, so the sperm and the ovum, it is produced by the exocrine part. Okay, the sperm, it is produced by the testis. It is produced by the exocrine part. It is not a hormone. Sperm is not a hormone. Egg is not a hormone. Okay, it is a secretion from it's found from means it comes out from the exocrine part of the gland. That is, the gland is testis, gland is ovary, right? Let's take testis first. So the gland is testis and the exocrine part of testis, it produces sperm. Okay, and it comes out from seminiferous tubules. There is tubes, right? Ducts are involved in exocrine part. So the sperms, it comes out from the seminiferous tubules. Just for your understanding, I'm telling you. So the sperms, it comes out from the seminiferous tubules. Okay, and tubules means tubes, right? Tubules, it means tubes. That means ducts. Exocrine part, it has ducts. Okay, and the endocrine part of the testis is what produces what hormone is produced from testis? One of you said that it is testosterone, right? So the testosterone hormone is produced by the endocrine part of the testis. Okay, same goes for ovary. The exocrine part of the ovary, it produces what? Eggs or ovum, and it comes out through the fallopian tubes. Okay, fallopian tubes means ducts, tubes, same thing. So the eggs or the what to say ovum, it comes out through the fallopian tubes. That is the exocrine part. And the endocrine part is what hormones are released by ovary. What hormones are just specific to the females? That is estrogen and progesterone. Okay, two hormones, estrogen and progesterone, released by ovary. Same goes for pancreas. Pancreas, it has the endocrine part as well as the exocrine part. This heterocrine gland is also known as mixed gland, okay, or composite gland. Heterocrine gland can also be known as mixed gland or composite gland. Okay, so in pancreas, the exocrine part, it produces the alpha and beta cells. Okay, islet of Langerhans, the alpha and beta cells, all those are produced by the the exocrine part, and the endocrine part of the pancreas, it produces what? Insulin. Okay, most important hormone, insulin, glucagon, all those are produced by the exocrine part of the endocrine part of the pancreas. Is it clear? I hope it is. Okay. So, okay. So now, this chapter is all about the endocrine glands, right? Only the endocrine glands. So we will learn. We need to learn all about the endocrine glands as well as the heterocrine gland. Why the heterocrine gland? Because they have an endocrine part, right? So we will need to learn about all the endocrine glands as well as the endocrine part of the heterocrine gland. Okay, we don't need to learn about the sperm and egg, but we need to learn about testosterone, the estrogen, and insulin. Okay, so the endocrine part of the heterocrine gland is also included under endocrine glands and the all the endocrine glands. Okay, so all those about all those glands, I have included in the notes. Okay, we need to know what hormone is released from each gland. Okay, which hormone is released from each gland, and the second thing that needs to be memorized or understood or learned is that the position of the gland, where the gland is located. Okay, where each gland is located and what are the hormone produced from each gland. That is just that is enough. Okay, that two things need to be learned. I will give the notes. Okay, so endocrine glands. These are these are 10 glands are there. Okay, the hypothalamus, this one, then the pineal gland, pituitary gland, parathyroid gland, thymus gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, ovary, and testes. These ovary, testes, and pancreas, these three are heterocrine glands, but since they have an endocrine part, that's why it is included in the endocrine gland. Okay. So these are the 10 glands. So I will give a paragraph each for each gland about what hormones are produced and what is the location of the gland. Okay, so like for example, there is this pituitary gland, right? There is this pituitary gland. The pituitary gland, it releases hormones like prolactin. Okay, prolactin. Then there is growth hormone. Then there is oxytocin, vasopressin. All those hormones are released by pituitary gland, and it is situated in the like in the region of the brain, right? There is a bony cavity. Cavity means an empty space found by bones. So the pituitary gland is located inside those bones near the brain. Okay, so and it is attached. It is almost attached to the hypothalamus. It is attached to the hypothalamus, and there is a stalk or a like what to say or a stick kind of thing that is that attaches the pituitary gland to the hypothalamus. Okay, that is the location, and the hormones that are released by pituitary gland are growth hormones, prolactin, vasopressin, oxytocin. So I will give you the notes, so don't worry. Then there are parathyroid glands. There are four parathyroid glands. Okay, four parathyroid glands, and means two pairs. Okay, four parathyroid glands are there, and the hormones that is released by parathyroid glands, those are the parathyroid hormone. Okay, that is known as PTH or parathyroid hormone. And the PTH, it means it acts on the bones and what to say, and the bone reabsorption, all those, it acts on the bones, means it helps in bones. Okay, so the parathyroid hormone. Then there is thyroid gland. All of you know thyroid gland. Thyroid gland, it releases the hormone thyroxine. Okay, T3 and T4. T3 is what to say, triiodothyroxine, and T4 is thyroxine or tetraiodothyronine. T4, that's why it is known as T4. That will be included in the notes about the spellings and stuff. Okay, then there is thymus gland, it releases thymosins. Then there is adrenal gland, it releases corticoids, catecholamine, all those are released by adrenal gland. situated in the almost in the stomach region. Okay, then there is pancreas, releases the most important hormones, that is insulin and glucagon. Okay, insulin for diabetic patients, right? For all those diabetic patients, they need to what to say, insulin. They help in maintaining the blood sugar level, right? If there is less insulin or if there is no insulin, then the blood sugar level, it will go up, it will rise, will go up. And that is why the what to say, the diabetic patients, they need to take insulin shots. Okay, since insulin is not produced in their body or it is produced less, that's why they need to take insulin shots so that they can optimize the blood glucose level or the blood sugar level. Okay, so that hormone is there, is insulin, and glucagon is also there. And then there is ovary. For ovary, the female sex characters, those are what to say, mm, shown by the sex hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone. So these two hormones, two for ovary for females and testes for males, right? So these two glands are together known as gonads. Okay, GONADS. So if sometimes it is asked to write note about the gonads, then you have to write about both the glands. Okay, gonads means the sex glands. That is ovary in the case of females and testes in the case of males. So for testes, the hormone it releases is testosterone. Then next is comes the pineal gland. Pineal gland. So there is a very important hormone released by pineal gland, that is melatonin. Okay, a very important hormone released by pineal gland, that is known as melatonin. So melatonin, it plays, this is very important. Okay, for your for exams also, for your own understanding. So pineal gland, it releases a hormone known as melatonin. Melatonin is a very important hormone and plays a very important role. Actually, two important roles. First one is it helps to maintain the 24-hour diurnal cycle. So what is 24-hour diurnal cycle? So melatonin hormone, it helps to maintain the 24-hour diurnal cycle. That is, uh, like you sleep at the night and you wake up in the morning and you stay awake the whole day. I'm not talking about those lazy persons, okay, sleeping 24 hours. Normally, a normal what to say person, he or she sleeps in the night, wakes up in the morning, stay awake for the whole day, and again goes to bed at night, right? Those that cycle. If, like, we may think, right, that why don't we sleep in the day? We think it is because of the light, that there it is dark in the night, that is why we cannot walk, and that is why we sleep. And since it is light in the day, we can see without the help of a light or a torchlight or a light bulb. That's why we walk. That is not the case. It is because of the melatonin hormone released by pineal gland. It senses that the the cycle, the human goes through a cycle, that is uh, day and night cycle for the for our universe, right? For the earth, for the universe, the day and night cycle for human, also for the sleep and wake cycle. That is the 24-hour diurnal cycle. That is the sleep and wake cycle. That is, we sleep for a particular time and then we wake up. So that cycle is maintained by the melatonin hormone. Okay, so melatonin hormone, it really what to say, it maintains the 24-hour diurnal cycle. One thing. Second thing is that the melatonin hormone, it releases a pigment. What is the name of the pigment? The pigment is known as melanin. Melanin pigment, which help in skin pigmentation. Okay, pigmentation means skin coloration. Okay, the more melanin is in your body, the more dark you are. Like dark skinned people, they have more melanin than the lighter skinned people. Okay, like the Africans, all those, they have much more melanin than us. And uh, from those Americans, other white people, so all those they have less melanin than us. So the lesser melanin you have, the lighter you are. That is why our external products do not work. Those creams and whatever the cosmetic products people use for fairness, all those does not work because this is not something that is external. Okay, it comes from beneath, inside. That is by the hormone. Just give me a second. Okay. Can you hear me? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So that skin pigmentation that is maintained by the melatonin hormone. Okay, it releases a pigment that is melanin pigment. Okay, so though that the hormone melatonin is released by pineal gland. Okay, and that melatonin hormone it plays an important role in 24-hour diurnal cycle as well as skin pigmentation. Okay, that is a very important hormone. So I will give the notes about each of the glands, the position and what hormones it secretes. I'll, I will be giving the notes. Okay. So this is all about the endocrine glands and the types of glands and what hormones are released by each gland and position. If you have any doubts from this, please ask. Any doubts from this chapter? Otherwise, I'll assume you don't have any doubts. I'll give you the notes today. Okay, I'll share the notes. If you have doubts from this chapter or the earlier chapters, please ask. Well, assume we don't have any doubts, okay? Since no one is asking. Okay, so we have okay for white skin, for fair skin or white people, for fair skin people, they have less what to say, melanin pigment. Okay, that is melatonin. It releases a pigment, melatonin hormone released by pineal gland. Right, melatonin hormone is released by pineal gland, and the melatonin hormone, it releases a pigment. It forms a pigment that is melanin pigment. So that melanin pigment, if it is like it is higher in quantity in your body, then you will be dark. Okay, and the lesser the quantity of melanin in your body, the fairer you are, or the white you are. Okay, is it clear now, Marina? Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
okay, the more the melatonin is, like the dark skin people and fair skin people, right? For the dark skin people, they have more melanin than the fair skin people. Just mute yourself. For the dark skin people, they have more melanin than the white skin people. And that is the reason why those cosmetics, fair and lovely stuff does not work. Okay, it will work for the time you have applied and it will wash away, it will go. Because this thing, it comes from beneath the skin. That is the hormones they act, right? The creams or the beauty products, they can only enhance the outer surface. So when you wash out, it'll go. Yeah, that is why all those things are stupid. So it does not work. But yes, some like what to say, uh, some products, they help to like take away the dead skins of your body, so it will you will feel like you're a bit lighter than earlier, because those products, they help to take away the dead skins that are in our body. The dead skins, they also give a like dark shade to your skin, right? So some products are there which will, like facials and stuff, those people do, right? So it helps to take away the dead skins in your dead cells in your skin, and so your skin, it feels a little bit light, and it feels a little bit glowy, right? So that thing is separate. That thing is different, but normally the color of your skin, it cannot change, because that is because of the hormone, that is melatonin, released by pineal gland. Okay, anything else? Anything else? I hope all of you have given your attendance. Don't give it multiple times. I've given one.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please show the diagram once.
Which one? Oh, that one. Okay, okay. I'll show you.
Endocrine gland.
Yeah, yeah. This one.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to take screenshots?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, done.
Okay. So please go through at home the 4 chapters or this one or whichever, whatever. You have any doubts, you can ask me the next class. Okay? Any doubts from any of the chapters. If you think we will explain again, we'll go through again in offline class. If offline classes will be held, if so, it will not be possible because see, it's already end of October. If we start again from the beginning, it will be so late. We will not finish it. So many doubts from the 4 chapters, including this one. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Go through at home once. The notes, this one I'll give you today, and the earlier other ones also. Just go through at home and please ask. Okay, any sort of doubts. Thank you. I don't know about the offline class. Okay, there is. We will be. We will. We already go to the university like alternative day from 2nd of November. We will go regularly, but for the students, it is not yet decided. Okay, for us, we will go from November regularly, from November 2nd regularly. But for the students, it is not yet decided. We'll keep you informed. Don't worry. We will keep you informed when it will start.